The movie begins at a swimming pool where a man is looking at a beautiful lady swimming in the pool. Soon, his fiancée Florence reaches there and asks him to leave as he promised her to see the dunes together. He doesn't want to go with her, but he reluctantly agrees and goes with her to bus station where they find the bus has already left. Soon, a native arrives there and tells them about Dr. Chapuis, who is going to the dunes. The man disagrees and tells her he is exhausted and prefers to stay at the pool. He asks her to go without him. She feels bad at this, but decides to go ahead without him. She approaches Dr. Chapuis and requests him to take her with him. Initially, he disagrees, but later agrees and asks her to join him. They start their journey together, and he asks a few questions to get to know more about her. He tells her about him too and tries to make her feel comfortable with him. Later, he stops at a village where several kids surround his car. He greets them and asks them to stay away from his car. Then a lady doctor reaches there, and he hands over the boxes of vaccines to her. Florence feels happy to see his affection with the kids. He then injects vaccines into kids one by one, while Florence keeps looking at him from a distance. He resumes his journey after completing his task. She is greatly impressed with his personality and kisses him passionately when they reach the dunes. She feels great affection for him and is ready to leave his fiancée for him, but he tells her it is too late now and that he can't fall in love anymore. But she lays a lip service again and returns to her hotel, where she finds her fiancé still lying in the pool. She leaves him and goes to the airport to depart. Here, it is revealed that Dr. Chapuis is actually Alex Lippi, a professional couple breaker who runs a business with his sister Melanie and her husband Mark. They never break relationships for racial or religious reasons. Moreover, Alex never sleeps with his targets. They only end relationships if the woman is unhappy, and they use every possible means to complete their mission. Now, they reach Monaco, where we are introduced to Juliette, an aspiring young lady working for a business organization. Her father, Van der Beek, is a florist and gangster and loves her too much. But she tries to avoid him because of his dirty business. She's soon going to marry her love, Jonathan, who is an Englishman. But Van der Beek strongly dislikes him and is not in favor of their marriage. Van der Beek contacts Alex through his manager, Francois, and wants him to intervene in Juliette's wedding with Jonathan. Francois gives Alex the necessary details, showing him Juliette and Jonathan's photos. Alex asks for more time, but the manager tells him it is impossible because they are getting married in 10 days. It is a big challenge for him, as it is a big challenge to them, as it is a very short time to distract her from Jonathan. However, he accepts the tasks and starts doing the necessary research. The situation becomes even more complex as, after extensive investigation, it becomes clear that the couple is genuinely in love and incredibly well suited for one another. Alex and his people remain unable to identify any typical flaws in the couple that usually lead to breakups. Alex asks Mark about Jonathan's flaws, but he tells him he has no serious flaws in his personality. Then Mark tells him Jonathan has a private jet but doesn't know how to fly it, which can be considered a fault in his personality. So they keep observing Juliette and Jonathan when they are at a restaurant. After having dinner, they come out and give the remaining food to Alex, who is in the guise of a homeless person. Later, Alex sees Francois and tells him he can't perform this task as he has never seen such a happy couple in his life. When he returns, Melanie tells him they can't refuse that contract because they have gone bankrupt due to his excessive spending and mounting debt. Having no other option, he asks for a loan of $20,000, but the lender tells him he is already supposed to return $30,000 and that there is only 1 week left. He threatens him to return the total amount. Otherwise, they will destroy their face. When they leave, he calls Francois and finalizes the deal in $50,000. Later, we see Juliette at a shoe store where she finds her handbag is missing. She rushes out to find it and comes across Alex, who is having her bag in his hand. He praises it and hands it over to her. She doesn't feel good about seeing him and asks who he is. He tells her he is her bodyguard and her father has hired him to protect her. She calls her father and asks why he has hired a bodyguard for her. She tells him she doesn't need any bodyguard, but her father tells her he has received threats and the bodyguard will remain with her. She doesn't like his presence and offers him double pay if he leaves her alone, but he disagrees. Then she tries to seduce her, offering him to get intimate with her, but he disagrees again. Now, he always remains with her and discovers her interests. He decides to take an interest in the same things to impress her. This includes pretending to enjoy the movie, Dirty Dancing. As the story unfolds, a connection begins to form between the two main characters. However, their budding romance is thrown off balance when Jonathan unexpectedly shows up, causing complications for Alex's relationship with Juliet. On the eve of the wedding, Juliet can't seem to find peace. Restlessness consumes her, leading her to embark on a secret adventure with Alex. As the sun begins to rise, Juliet musters up the courage to bare her heart and confess her true feelings to Alex. Alex starts his typical monologue, but then abruptly alters his words, acknowledging that he can't be with her due to his deceitful actions. Instead, he suggests that she should consider getting married. The following day, as the group is leaving the hotel, Mark accidentally drops Juliet's case file right in front of her. Upon examining the surveillance photos and learning about her background, she realizes that her father has enlisted Alex's help in an attempt to prevent the wedding. At the airport, Melanie confronts Alex for his choices, criticizing him for abandoning true love in favor of a shallow, empty existence centered around meaningless flirtation. He sprints towards the wedding venue after arriving at the airport. Meanwhile, Juliet's father expresses his concern that Jonathan may be unable to keep her entertained in the long run. He shares with her that Alex adamantly declined any form of payment for the contract. She abruptly changes course and flees from the ceremony in search of Alex. They have a heartfelt moment when Alex reveals his dislike for Dirty Dancing and the financial struggles that force him to sleep in his office. Despite these challenges, he expresses his deep desire to see her daily. At the movie's end, we see what really happened. The person Alex owes money to is actually working for Juliet's father. Meanwhile, Juliet's conniving friend, Sophie, is seen flirting with Jonathan. Later, Melanie and Mark try another seduction on their own. But Mark lacks the charm that Alex has to make it successful. Here the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more recaps. Your support means the world to me. Feel free to drop any comments or suggestions below. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.